Hi Libra, welcome to your January 2020 Taroscope with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. If you haven't already, please don't forget to like, share, and if you should so choose and it resonates, hit that subscribe button. If you're new, if you're true, you know I love you. Thank you so much. So with that said, if you would like to book a personal reading with me, you can do so on the website address below. If you're interested, March 1st or March 2nd, depending on the date, I will be launching my Mindset Magic course. It will be absolutely amazing to have you. Stay tuned. There's going to be little tidbits to let you know what it's all about, and it goes live in March. So I'm really, really excited about that. With that said, I would like to bless all of my sets of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So, not just a new month, not just a new year, but a brand new decade. We launch into the 20s. Here we are on the other side. So, right, let's have a look at your actions and interactions with the world at large this month. You have the Page of Wands. This is about you delving into your inspiration, and it's also about you starting a new project straight out of the gate as we go into January, right? Now, interestingly enough, Saturn is exalted in your sign, right? And it's currently in Capricorn. We've got that big Pluto-Saturn conjunction coming up. If you haven't got it yet, why didn't you get my 2020 quarter calendar? You can still get that. With that said, your Page of Wands is your actions. This is about you seeking new expressions of inspiration, but also new sources of inspiration. And it sees you really trying to get out there some aspect of a new project. This is about you bringing something to the world. And where a lot of people are probably going to be laying low here in January, I kind of feel like you're launching into something. Doesn't necessarily mean that you're releasing something and it's all finished. This is about the start of an idea. It's about that spark of inspiration that gets you started on something. It's about you finding new sources of inspiration, and it's also a reminder that and this is the thing that I like about Libra energy, you guys, when you commit to something, you commit to it wholeheartedly. And this kind of says that whatever it is that you're starting now, you are going to be in it for a while. This is about you saying, you know what, I have the determination. I understand that I'm just at the beginning of my journey, but I am willing to go the whole mile. I'm willing to take this as far as I need to, or to do the work that needs to be done, which is really a beautiful energy to start the year off, right? And also to start the decade off. Look at that. Your first card out is about new beginnings. It's about starting something. It's about starting a new journey, which is absolutely wonderful. So your money and materials here in January, what's going on with your finances? You have the Knight of Swords, right? So this basically says to you, whatever it is that you're starting this week, because it's coupled here, right, with the Page of Wands, right? Your Knight of Swords tends to see you doing something very quickly or very fast. It can represent things escalating very quickly. Sometimes it can even be fast or even aggressive communications. Now, the fact that you've got this in your money and materials, but it is next to that Page of Wands, I would ask you to err on the side of caution at throwing money into something, right? Very often they say if you want to fix a problem, throw money at it. What we actually mean by that is most people are satisfied when you throw money into it, but it doesn't necessarily fix the problem or the root cause of it. This month you are going to be very selective about your finances, and you may be in that energy of, you know what, just pay them what they want to get rid of them, or to close down this argument, or whatever it is. There may be something that arises this month that kind of sees you saying, you know what, I'll pay whatever it takes to make it go away. My advice on that would be to err on the side of caution. This could see you rushing in very hastily and throwing money at it, and it will literally be you throwing money away. So be very, very cautious about that. This is a month for you to really be selective and actually make really some firm decisions about what you're doing with your resources, about where your money is going. When it comes to your physical health, because your money and materials can be that as well, it can also be your home, it asks you to really delve into what it is that you feel like you're putting too much effort into. This is about you asking yourself, right, when it comes to my physical health, am I overdoing it, right? And, you know, here in January, everybody's on their New Year's resolutions. And some people, you know, sometimes we can really overdo it. Sometimes we can just go all one way. You don't go straight into running a marathon after not doing any exercise for 2 years. Do you know what I mean? It's about easing yourself in. So when it comes to your physical health, take your time, tap into this energy of being in it, you know, of understanding that you're just at the beginning of the journey. But when it comes to your money, when it comes to your resources, this could be a month where you're very tempted just to pay to make it go away, and it really will be a waste of your money. It will be a waste of your resources, because it's not going to fix the root of whatever the problem is, and that's really where you want to go to. So your communications this month, you have the Page of Cups, right? So look at this straight away. I noticed we've got 2 pages. This is about new beginnings. It's about new starts. It's about fresh ideas. It's about birthing things into the real world, you know, from your thought form. So whatever your ideas were, they now start to see the day. They now start to see the light of day. The fact that you've got the Page of Cups, which is again intuition. It's about feeling. It's about love. It's about communication of your feelings. This falls in your communication sector. This is what you want, and not just because you're a Libra, but because this is the energy that you're working with. You need harmonious communication. You need people that are more on the side of feelings. Now, yes, Libra's a very logical sign, but your communications this month take on this almost like a dreamy quality, where what you're actually hoping for, wishing for, and expecting from everybody is, you know what, even if we have an issue, even if we have a problem, we need to find a solution that moves towards harmony, that actually makes all of our feelings feel right. There's something about this that you're going to be very sensitive to communication this month. And what I mean by that is you will be very, very clear, right? Because you've got this, the Page of Cups, right next to the Knight of Swords. This month you're going to be very clear on where subterfuge is happening. You will be able to read the minute inflections in people's voices. You'll be able to hear and see the words underneath what they're actually saying. You know, or rather you'll be able to see what they're actually saying over and underneath what's coming out of their mouths. This month you're going to be very, very keen to this sort of stuff. You'll be very sensitive to it, and you might find that in that sensitivity there are certain people that you can't be around anymore. You might find that there are certain, you know, maybe this is it. For those of you that have children, this is not the month or the time to throw money at the problems that you have with them. Talk to them, right? Listen to what they're actually saying. Use this hypersensitivity to figure out what is actually going on with them, rather than just giving them money to go to the mall, or giving them money to go, you know, ice skating, or whatever it is that they like to do. If you don't have children, this could very well relate to your work environment. You may notice certain types of speech, certain types of motifs or energies in the places that you work, or with the people that you're connected to in that way. And you could be very, very sensitive to what they're actually saying. Some of which is not going to be pleasant for you. Some of which it's kind of like it's almost like I get this feeling of you saying, you know what, I'm going to change my responses. And it kind of might be because this is you birthing a new idea, or possibly even a new way of communicating, right? This could really see you saying to people, you know what, actually what I feel like you're trying to say is this, this and this. You know, Libra seeks balance and harmony. You might be looking to upset that this month. You might be looking to offset that this month. And it could really see you kind of calling people out on how they're behaving or what they're actually saying. So in that respect, it's a really good thing, because it means that you're going to start stamping this stuff out. It may be very uncomfortable at the beginning though. So you've got the Temperance card, or the she, in your heart and half. So for those of you that are single, this right next to the Page of Cups, there could be somebody coming in that is very wise for their years. This could be somebody, you know, for those of you that are single, you could be aligning with somebody that is younger than you, Page of Cups, but is very spiritual and very wise. Temperance. This could be somebody that really, you know, is on your emotional or spiritual frequency. This could be somebody that really kind of hits home in that area and really bounces and challenges some of your ideas. This could be a really wonderful connection, actually. For those of you that are partnered with the Temperance card or the She in this card, in this deck, this kind of suggests for me that you and your partner are actually getting back to reconnection. This is about you and your partner going back to a time where you felt like you resonated more with each other. The fact that it comes right next to this Page of Cups means that your communications, you may very well be looking to inject more magic into the relationship, whatever that might mean to you or for you. An interesting set of energies here. I mean, the fact that you've got those two pages in your actions and your communications, this really feels for me like those are going to be the two prominent areas for you. You could be very proactive about, you know, changing maybe even your social circle, maybe even the dynamics of your work environment. For a lot of you, you probably are looking at launching some project. When I say launching it, maybe not necessarily launching it, but definitely starting down that road. You know, you're trying to make something real. You're trying to make something tangible in the real world. Your first week of the month, you have the Hanged Man right underneath that Page of Wands. You have all the time you need. Slow and steady is going to win this race. The Hanged Man always asks you to take your time with something, sometimes even to know when to do nothing, right? So this is about starting projects. This is about starting projects, but knowing what resonates. And it's kind of like almost like having the patience to wait. So it's like you say, right, you know what? I want to start my business. Don't just throw everything at it hammer and tongs. Wait for the right pieces. Wait for the right persons to show up. The Hanged Man says that it will all come to you as it's meant to. You don't have to do anything for it. So start your project, start down it, and allow, you know, start down that specific road, and then allow the universe to bring you what and who you need in order to make that thing a tangibility. Your second week of the month, you've got the Star card right underneath that Knight of Swords. So yeah, I mean, when it comes to social circles, you could be paying attention to who never has their wallet. You know, this could be in, you know, in your personal family. This could really see you, and it does look like it is a member of extended family. You know, somebody that always has financial problems, somebody that always seems to have an issue that needs to be solved and needs to be fixed. And I'll say this to you, the Knight of Swords basically says you might be too hasty, because if you step in to help them, you know, like the Star card suggests you want to do, the chances are you're going to continually keep robbing that person of their chance to learn the lesson that they need to. And sometimes it's really hard to stand back and let somebody suffer the consequences of a bad decision that they've made, because you feel that, right? You feel that empathy or that pathos for somebody. However, if you let them go through the process of, wow, I just messed up big time, and now that there's nobody here to help, I have to fix this. Not only do they manage to, you know, not only do people then learn to govern themselves better, they learn not to make the same mistake again because there's nobody to bail them out. There's a really important lesson that somebody's about to learn. It looks like it may be a younger person, possibly a teenager. It could be, like I said, an extended member of the family, because this is the Star card. So you know, this can represent friends, but wider familial circles as well. So it's going to, you know, it's going to be a minute with all of that, but like I said, err on the side of caution of bailing somebody out this month. Your personal finances with the Star card, I mean, the second week looks good. Your Knight of Swords just says don't throw money at something, even if it's your business. Don't just throw money at it. Don't just launch straight into it. Wait for the pieces to arrive, because they will. Your third week of the month, you have the Judgment card right underneath the page excuse me, right underneath the Page of Cups. Yeah, this is you calling people out on their stuff, basically. This is about you getting hip, getting wise to what people actually mean when they say certain things, and it's about you changing the dynamic. This could very much see you this month saying, look, you know what, actually, you know, like, and it could be literally that somebody says one thing but they mean another thing, and where usually you'd just be like, you know what, let it slide, everybody is who they are. This month you could really be launching into those things, and some people could be like, damn, like, I feel personally attacked. And it's like, well, no, I'm not attacking you, I'm just not doing this thing where I turn a blind eye anymore. You know, and sometimes upsetting that dynamic really does change things for the better, and ultimately the Judgment card always brings you change. All right, your 4th week of the month, you've got the Hierophant card. This is about solidifying a new bond. For those of you that are single and somebody shows up here in January, I like this person for you. They're very well established for somebody so young. They're very mature for somebody so young. And when I say somebody so young, like, there could be like a 3-4 year age gap between you. You know, this is somebody that is definitely younger than you. And for a lot of you, I know myself included, I'm like, I never really go after anybody that's younger than me. It just doesn't, do you know what I mean? Like, I need either somebody at my age or somebody older, because of the intellectual connection that I need, and the spiritual connection as well. When you see this here, this for me really does suggest that somebody younger is coming in for you, but this person is wise beyond their years and already very established in and of themselves. For those of you that are partnered, I mean, the Hierophant here, you know, because it represents Taurus and it also represents Capricornian energy, right underneath the she, or right underneath the Temperance card, this really suggests that this person has a lot figured out, right? This is rather, well, yes, that about for those of you that are single, but for those of you that are partnered, this is about you and your partner, right? So you've got the Hierophant here, number 5. You've got the she here, or Temperance, which is number 14. 1 and 4 gives you 5. These cards are 2 halves of a very similar, of the same whole. And this really could see you and your partner doing that, but it could also see some transference. And in relationships, it's always like this. One of you is more creative, the other one's more practical and pragmatic. You know, one of you is more free-spirited, the other one's a bit more grounded. That's how it works, right? We attract what we need and what we might lack, and vice versa. Well, this month you could be seeing some transference. So the creative partner could be getting more grounded, could be getting more practical and pragmatic. The grounded, practical, pragmatic partner could be getting more creative. And it's almost like you're melding into each other, but there's this air of transference and reciprocity, which is beautiful, because it allows both of you to grow, to change, and to evolve and become a stronger whole, because you're now utilizing each other's attributes interchangeably, right? Which is, I mean, that's great. That's ultimately how we grow, how we evolve, right? Your key to the month is the 10 of Swords. Something is coming to an end this month. It may very well be a friendship connection. For some of you, like I said, at work, this could be you calling people out. The 10 of Swords is always an end, right? It's always a finite ending. It's something that comes to a close, that just needs to be done, that needs to be finished. And for a lot of you, where you may have thrown money at something for an easy life, where you may have given into someone or something for an easy life, this ends here. It's almost like you've made the decision and said, you know what, 2020 is going to be different, and here in January you're already all over that energy, like, you know what, it is going to be different. I'm going to make damn sure of it. So, very interesting month for you guys, for sure. Don't be afraid to close things down. Don't be afraid to end things should you need to. Sometimes it makes way for better things to come through, right? I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up for you. Take care, and I'll see you soon.